The crowd in the alien arena parted instinctively as she stepped forward. Massive, towering. Her muscles rippled beneath her metallic-hued skin, each movement a demonstration of raw power and precision. Her eyes, like molten gold, swept over the spectators, daring anyone to challenge her. Whispers filled the air. Too big. Too hot. Too dangerous. No alien male could even dream of approaching her. Even the bravest of her species, known for their audacity and strength, had backed down. She had become a living legend, and a lonely one. No suitor, no companion, not even a challenger willing to face her in the ceremonial combat could withstand her aura of dominance. She exhaled slowly, her chest rising and falling like twin suns, each breath echoing against the walls of the arena. She had fought countless matches, defeated rivals twice her size, and yet here she stood, undefeated, unclaimed, unwanted. Then the gates at the edge of the arena opened, and he appeared, human, unassuming, a mere speck among the towering aliens, his frame fragile compared to hers. He stepped forward and an audible hush fell over the crowd. Some laughed quietly, others shook their heads, and a few muttered curses. He'll be torn apart before he even reaches her. She noticed him immediately, not for his strength, he had none to speak of, but for the way he carried himself. There was no fear in his eyes, no hesitation, just a calm, unyielding curiosity, like he had walked through fire and emerged smiling. He stopped a few meters from her, and their gazes locked. He smiled. It was a simple, unpretentious curve of his lips, yet it carried a weight no alien challenger had ever dared bear. The arena seemed to shrink around them, the crowd fading into insignificance. Her instincts screamed caution, dominance, danger, but there was something disarming about him, a pull that tugged at the edges of her resolve. "You," she rumbled, her voice deep and resonant, vibrating the air. "You are human." It was more a statement than a question. He nodded, keeping his eyes on hers. "Yes, and I'm not afraid of you." A ripple ran through her, and she took a slow step forward, her shadow engulfing him. The crowd gasped. Every alien in the arena had seen this human's audacity, but none could explain why he wasn't quivering. "Not afraid?" she asked, lowering her massive form until her golden eyes were level with his. "Do you understand what you are saying? I could end you in a heartbeat." He smiled wider. "I know. And yet here I am." Her laugh rumbled like distant thunder. No one had ever dared to speak to her like this, much less with a grin. Her kind prized strength, cunning, and intimidation, but this human brought none of those in the traditional sense. He brought audacity, perhaps, courage, certainly, and something else she couldn't yet name. "Why?" she asked, curious despite herself. "Why do you stand before me smiling when all others flee or beg for mercy?" "Because," he said slowly, "I see you. Not the power, not the size, not the danger. You, the real you. And you don't scare me. You fascinate me." She stared at him, blinking in disbelief. Most had only ever seen her as a weapon, a prize, or a threat. This human, he saw her. Something inside her shifted. Years of solitude, of being too much for anyone to approach, pressed against her chest, and she realized that she wanted to know him. Not fight him, not intimidate him, just know him. "You are bold, human," she murmured, her voice softer now, less like rolling thunder and more like a slow, resonant vibration. "Most cannot endure even my presence." "I can," he said simply. "I think maybe that's why I'm here." A murmur ran through the crowd. Some aliens whispered in disbelief, others laughed quietly, and a few simply shook their heads. No human can match her strength. He will not survive the encounter. Yet he did not flinch. Not once. She stepped closer, testing him. Her enormous hand hovered near his shoulder, not touching, just an inch away. The air crackled between them, a tangible tension of potential energy. Every alien in the arena could feel it. And then, slowly, she reached out and rested her massive hand on his shoulder. He did not move, did not flinch, did not scream. Instead, he looked up at her and smiled. The impossible happened. She felt warmth, not the kind born of blood or skin, but of connection, curiosity, understanding, and something darker, sharper, and more thrilling. Desire. "You," she breathed, a shiver running through her massive frame. "You are..." "Not afraid. I am human," he said simply. "We see things differently." She laughed, a sound that shook the arena, a joyous, unrestrained noise that made the crowd recoil. You may be the first human, or any being, to speak to me without fear. To see me truly and not run. I see you, he said, still smiling, and I like what I see. Something inside her broke. The wall she had built around herself, the armor forged from solitude and fear of rejection. She leaned down slightly, bringing her face close to his. Her golden eyes searched his, and for the first time in centuries, she allowed herself to feel hope. You are foolish, she murmured, a small smirk tugging at her lips. Dangerous but foolish, and you are incredible, he replied. Intimidating, yes. Terrifying even, but not untouchable. Her hand shifted slightly, brushing against his cheek, a touch so gentle it contrasted with the sheer magnitude of her being. He did not recoil, did not flinch. He reached up, taking her fingers in his small human hand. The crowd gasped. No one had ever dared this. No alien male, no rival, no champion. Yet here it was, a bond forming before their eyes. You dare to touch me? She asked, her voice a whisper now, almost intimate. I dare, he said, because I want to. And because I think, maybe you want me to too. She studied him for a long moment. Her golden eyes softened, and for the first time, she let a real smile curve her lips. Massive, radiant, undeniably warm. Perhaps, she admitted. Perhaps I do. And just like that, the arena changed. No longer was she the untouchable giant, the terrifying force no alien male could approach. She was hers again, human and alien together, challenging the rules of her world, together daring to defy expectation. The crowd slowly, reluctantly, erupted in noise, cheers, shouts, astonished whispers, but neither of them noticed. They were locked in a universe of their own, a world where size, strength, and danger no longer mattered. Do you know, she murmured, how long it's been since anyone looked at me? Like you? I do now, he said, still smiling. And I hope to keep looking. For the first time in centuries, she laughed. Not a battle roar, not a warning, not a challenge. Just laughter, warm, golden, immense, and the human. He smiled back. No alien dared approach her afterward. None could match the connection they had forged in mere minutes. She was still massive, still dangerous, still intimidating, but now at last she was not alone. And in the corner of the arena, where whispers had once mocked her, a new legend began to take shape, the massive one who no alien could approach, except for the human who dared to smile.